Hello everyone, welcome back, or if you're new here, my name is Sofia and today we're gonna be filming a book challenge. Today we're gonna be doing the Do I Have That Trope challenge, and if you have been part of this channel for a little while, I love this type of challenges. I did them twice in the past. I have done the Do I Have That book challenge and the Do I Have That other book challenge. I will link them here and down below if you want to watch them after this one. I think they are super amazing challenges where you can get really a specific book recommendations. A lot of people like reading books for a specific tropes, so I was like, I need to do this one. You're supposed to time yourself and see how long it takes you to find a book for each of the props of the challenge. I'm not gonna time myself because it's gonna give me so much anxiety, but I'm gonna try to do it as fast as I can. Before starting, please tell me in the comments what's your favorite trope, or a trope you don't like, or just a trope you would like to read more about. Honestly, we are on an enemies to lover phase. Everything is enemies to lover recently and I'm not complaining, but my favorite trope is actually soulmates. Let's go straight into it. Let me move my camera so you can see my bookshelves. As I said, there's only two rules. You can only use a book once in this challenge, and if you don't have a book for a trope, add a minute on your total time. I'm not gonna time it. Love triangle or love be a book featuring a character with two love interests. There's so many right now. Classic love triangle. Enemies to lovers, a book featuring two characters that begin as enemies and then turn into love. The Chosen One. Freak, I don't have Percy Jackson, which is like, Chosen One. Does this one count? Found family, of course. 5. Grey morality. Yeah. Favorite trope ever. Favorite trope ever. Competition, games or tournaments. Oh, do I have that? Is that a spoiler? Can I choose second books? Oh my god. 7. Sibling rivalry. Oh my god, I don't think I have a book like that. I'm just gonna do it. Revenge plot. I got you. This is the first one that comes to my mind. Here Comes the Cavalry. A book that just when your protagonist is going to lose, here comes the unexpected help. Ooh, that one's hard. What? To be honest, I don't remember most of these books. 10. The Dark Lord. A book containing a character who appears to be doing evil for evil's sakes. I want to do that one, but it's spoilery, so let's do you. The orphaned protagonist. I have to. The Quest, a book featuring the main protagonist going on a journey for a particular goal. I think it kind of fits, so I'm just gonna go for it. Friends to lovers. It's gonna sound crazy, but I don't think I have a friends to lovers. Oh, maybe? Yeah. Yeah. This one counts. 14. The book loving character. A book featuring a character who loves reading books. I already use it! Oh my god, no! And I already used that one too. Can I use second parts? I'm gonna cheat. Amnesia. Ooh! That's really specific too. Okay, I think I have to go for old school. Magic school. Not a school, but I'm gonna still use it. Bad boy character. Resurrection. Isn't that kind of spoilery? I'm gonna pass on that one because I don't want to spoil anyone, but I mean, I do have books on that trope. Redemption arc, but then I'm gonna go for you. And the last one, forbidden love romance. Let's go with you. Woohoo! Let's go. I'm done. Let's go and talk about these books. I hope that was fun. I don't know how long it took me. I think 8 minutes or something like that. First one was Love Triangle, and of course I had to go with Folklore Angel, the infernal devices in general. Just yesterday I posted a picture asking why people love or hate love triangles, and I think it's a trope that it's really hated because it was used as a really copy-paste technique in old young adult books, but this is the best love triangle ever written. You can like comment me, but I just love it. Even if you are not a Shadowhunter fan, or if you haven't read The Mortal Instruments, you go read these books. They are amazing. You're gonna cry, you're gonna laugh, and you're gonna honestly love it. The next one was Enemies to Lovers, and I thought of picking The Crow Prince, but you know, everyone knows that. I went with The Shadow Between Us by Tricia Levanseller. I read this not so long ago and I bought it because it was sold to me as a Slytherin romance, and it honestly was just like that. The protagonist is really bold and it's this woman that wants to track the king, woo the king, and then marry him and then kill him so she can take the throne. And in that process, you know, the villains start appearing and they are both super bold, evil characters. It's not the best book ever, but I really recommend it if you are looking for something fun to read. The next book is The Chosen One, a book that features someone that has to save the world or everyone. And I wanted to pick Percy Jackson, but I don't own any copies of Percy Jackson. So I went for Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and J. Kristoff. If you don't know, I love this book. I have a review up. I also did face of the book, a whole lot of things. And I will say Aurora, our main character, he described as the chosen one. She's this girl that wakes up in the middle of a space after 100 years of sleep in these like ice thingy, and she discovers that now she has to team up with these 5 people, and basically they have in their hands the power to save the universe, and she is a really main part of the story, even if she doesn't know why she was like asleep for so long. And if you like Six of Crows, this is another like those Six of Crows vibes. It's chosen family, and it's basically a character that founds their family out of like their blood, friends that become family. And of course I had to go with A Court of Misty Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is the second book on the ACOTAR series, like iconic found family that the inner circle, they are my babies. I'm so excited for A Court of Silver Flames. I just need to read it. So yeah, Akamath, one of my favorites, all-time favorite. The next one was A Great Character, which is a character that is not black or white, it's not good or bad, and for that I choose Vicious by B. Ishrab. Shout out to Queen from Pages of Queen on Instagram that gifted me this amazing edition of Vicious. So if you haven't read Vicious, it's about these 2 college guys that discover that after having a nearly death experience, you come out with these type of powers depending on the type of death that you had. They start experimenting on each other, and the whole book is them like, you know, tippy-toes on the other, trying to get revenge on each other. And the amazing thing about this book is that there's this amazing thing about this book that because both of the characters are telling the story from their points of view, you can really see why they think they are doing the good thing and why they aren't actually doing it. So I really recommend it if you're looking for something different. And I learned the other day that this is sci-fi because of the whole, you know, experiments and competition, games or tournaments, a book featuring one of those as a core plot. And I wanted to choose A Gathering of Shadow, which is the second book in the A Darker Shade of Magic series by Victoria Schaaf, but I went with Nevernight by J. Kristoff. This is a book about a girl looking for revenge after her family is dead. She decides to join this Church of the Dark of the Night to become an assassin, so she has to go through these like classes, and at the end of the year she will have to have this, you know, crazy test from all the subjects she had learned. Yeah, it's a bit of a different kind of book, but I really like J. Kristoff's writing. Some people don't like it. So Sibling Rivalry, a book that contains siblings pit against each other. I don't have many of that trope, so I'm gonna have to watch some of these videos to find one, but I picked Red Queen. I'm not gonna say a lot about it because I don't want to spoil this book to anyone. Revenge Plot, a book that contains a character or characters whose motivation is fueled by revenge, and of course I had to go with Six of Crows. There's a lot in here that also can be counted as revenge, like Nevernight can be counted as revenge. I also wanted to pick the Youngalites. I had to go with Six of Crows because, you know, it's an iconic revenge story. It's about this group of like 6 people, I believe, that are called to do this job, and they have to try to get someone out of like the biggest, more difficult to break prison ever. Main character Castbreaker is this gang leader that just gets all these people together, and you kind of get involved into his life and why he wants to do it. It's really good if you haven't yet read it. They are doing a Netflix show. So I missed the Here Comes the Cavalry, a book that just when your protagonist is going to lose, here comes the unexpected help. The Dark Lore, a book containing a character who appears to be doing evil for evil's sake. I wanted to pick Shadow and Bone, so I went with A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Amarantha, which is the biggest evil in here. She's just evil for the pure evil. I mean, she has a backstory, but I think she's just evil. There's no explaining her evilness. Also, the queen from the Lunar Chronicles, I don't know how she's called, Livana, I think. Queen Livana, she's really bad too. And Fairest, which is her backstory, is one of the best books ever. The Orphan Protagonist, a book featuring a character whose parents are either dead. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Do I have to explain why? No, like basically everyone in here, all the characters don't have parents. They're all dead. The Quest, a book featuring the main protagonist going on a journey. I had a mental breakdown here because I picked Strange the Dreamer by Elaine Taylor, which is one of my favorite books. The main guy, Laszlo, has always dreamed about discovering this city whose one day everyone has forgotten their name of, so they call it Wept, the city of Wept. He just goes on this journey one day to try to find it, but then the book-loving character, a book featuring a character who loves reading books. I was like, oh no, because I already picked this book and Laszlo is a big book fan. He lives in an orphanage and one day he goes to this library and just the library calls to him, and then the librarian decides to take him as an apprentice. He has lived his whole life in the library. So then for not cheating, I decided to pick Muse of Nightmares. So yeah, you have the quest and the book-loving character. Then we have Friends to Lover, and I decided to go with Fable by Adrienne Young, also one of my favorite books of last year. The romance is slow in this one, but it was so cute because it was so unexpected, and you have this found family aspect to it, and then the romance just hits and I find it super cute. Pirates, Found Family, and Friends to Lovers. Then we have Amnesia, and I don't have many books with Amnesia. I thought it was gonna be more common in my bookshelf, but I went for an old one. I went for Divergent, and at some point in the story one person forgets who he is and starts attacking everyone, and it was one of the most like stressful chapters I've ever read. I still remember that chapter. Then we have Magical School. I went with the Moral Instruments or any Shadowhunter books because they have this institute and they show you how to, you know, fight and use the runes that the Shadowhunter use, so that counts as magic, right? Right, let's move on because I'm cheating on so many of these. A bad boy character, so you know, typical bad boy. And I went for From Blood and Ash. I just put this here because I wanted to talk about it. But yeah, I will say Hockey. I don't know if he can qualify as a bad guy, but so most of the book you don't know his intentions, so really fun read. Just go and read it. Redemption Arc, a book featuring a character who was previously bad, evil character who wants to change. And for this, I decided to choose another one of my favorite series, and that's The Young Elites by Mary Lou, because this is a whole arc, redemption arc. So this book is about this girl, Adelina, who's after surviving this deadly disease, she has powers. She joins the Young Elites, and for some reasons that happen in the book, she decides she wants the whole power and the whole world. So at the beginning of this book, she's good, and then she kind of turns gray, evil, and then the rest of the series you're following her like being crazy, but because you have seen her at her best, you're like, oh my god, she's gonna realize she's gonna turn good, so you're still rooting for her even though she's like this bad beast. So it's an evil arc and then a redemption arc, it's all together. And then the last one, Forbidden Love, a book featuring a romance that can't work. And for these, I went with Wicked Fox by Kat Cho, and I basically choose it because the main girl is a Kumiho woman that are like these nine-tailed fox that survive eating the energy of men. And then you have Yuhun, which is a normal human teenage boy, so you can see why I choose this one. And that's gonna be all for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. These challenges tends to get a little bit longer. I forgot to say I'm gonna link the original video down below. Tell me if you would have chosen any different books for all of these tropes, because I need book recommendations. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, all the pretty things you can do that really help this channel grow. If you want to keep updated with my reads or you just want to chat with me, I have more social media. I will link everything down below. We can be friends on Goodreads, and I also have a Bookstagram where I post daily. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!